Okay, the time is 6:37 a.m., January 12th, Sunday morning, 2025. There has not been any poison. There has not been any manic ringing of my doorbell or pounding on my front door. The basement door is still closed, locked, and secured like I had left it. I checked that on my way back in after taking my garbage out. While taking my garbage out, there was no KGB Anonymous roaming the streets, looking to see who's hanging out, a place to hang out, to be seen, to be at. There were no med students walking around like queen bees after they had just chopped up a body or organ harvested. Oh, God knows what these fucking med students are involved in. It's really nasty. The med students are involved with the pipes and the plumbing inside of 1509 S Street Northwest. And I am allowed at this point in time to say that the pipes underneath my floor in my main room are reeking of human remains and chemical dissolvent that they use to dissolve the human remains. So if anyone remembers how I was pointing at the floor in my extra room and saying the stuff and things about that stuff that day, they moved it into my main room. The main room has been a main area for the dismemberment dissolvent process for many years. I can testify, and I have testified, but I wasn't always allowed to talk about it on the internet. But I have a few times been allowed, and when I did it. It's on record that they are doing that underneath the floor, and it's rather atrocious, and I don't want to go into the central area of my main room here and get too close to my floor because it comes up. It stinks like living hell. It's dead body parts with chemical dissolvent, to be frank, in layman's terms. All right, but it's now no longer right in front of my fucking mini fridge. And that is what these medical students that I witnessed are still coming and going from 1507 are involved with. Hey, right, T? That's your college students. I cannot describe an ID, the female I saw, or the man that had a DC stare down with me who is in the apartment complex across the street. What needs to be structured in the United States is a government where military officials are actually the head of state. And on planet Earth, military officials are, the top heads are men. This is planet Earth. We're not on another fucking planet in another fucking galaxy, okay? So these men in the military actually are the final word, and there can't ever be just one solo person, one woman, one man that runs the whole world out of America. Whoever was telling the world that, I'm very, very sorry that was said about my country, that one man or one woman as the president of America ran the world. I'm sorry that was ever said, because it was never even possible unless you're on another planet in another galaxy. Okay, so on planet Earth, facts are what happened in America with this one man running the world out of America, the president, will never happen again, okay? To have a strong government, you do need a male figure at the top head. You do. It's how the world works. We're on planet Earth. Your society, your people feel secure. It doesn't mean that women cannot work and women cannot be in power. I cannot take any more having to explain this to people ever again in my life. Is the ultimate perfect way is to have a mom and a dad at home. There's a reason why men are on the planet. It is not so that they dominate and cover their women in cloth. Okay, and keep them at home. Or you can pick a white race so it doesn't sound like I'm going after minority race people. White people on historical record have kept their women at home and used them just to make babies. This is not what we're doing, okay, with our society or with our government. That is not what I am saying. And I'm not going to say any more about it. It just needs it needs a male figure at the top head here. Okay? It's how it works. It's how planet Earth works. And you can have women in power basically riding right along with them, okay? But a perfect government has male figures that are in the military. Basically, that's where the buck stops. But since they're military, they don't really govern the treasury and this or that. I'm not going to brainstorm all the functions and bureaucracies in a country. I'm not doing it right now. You get my point. The military doesn't govern your commerce department, your environmental department. Come on, no. Okay, whoever, because the government here, the one that you see on the TV news and the TV this and the TV that, they're terrorists. They're being charged and arrested for terrorism. That's why they keep running to my house. I don't know why, because nobody talks to me about anything. I don't know why there's so many helicopters over the house. I have never been allowed to film them. To this day, I'm still not allowed to describe what they look like, what I see, okay? I can only I'm glad I can finally say how many, and to some degree, I haven't done a full detailed description, but to some degree, what they were doing and how many times and for how long, this is just to some degree. It's not full description. So I don't know why they're doing that, but I know when they're hovering over the roof, it's because of the combat. It's because of all this stuff in here. But I don't know why there's so many. No, I don't know if some of those are drones. I'm starting to think, yeah, there might be some drones mixed in with that. Nobody's talking to me, okay? But this has happened so many times over this block of S Street. You concretely know that the Republican and the Democrat in Senate and Congress are in deep caca. They are involved with terrorism. They cannot govern any people in any country. No more. You have college students chopping up corpses. Get out of the Capitol now. It has to be put to stop. All right? That's what I think these helicopters are flying over the house for. because they're not flying over these fucking crackheads in the Congress. They're over this house. And it's at least 5 times they've done that. For one time it was like 8 hours. They never left. I thought the city was going to get it. I thought there was going to be rockets flying. Of course I did. Anyone would start to question what's coming next. But all I saw was more KGB Anonymous flooding here. Like more than ever. They were like, it was like a busy boulevard. It was like a packed New York City street. And these people are fucking out of their minds. Why do you want to come here, dude? Have you even considered what might be coming next? This is the precise place not to come. If that's even something you're considering, I would not come here. I would be getting out of town. But they don't get out of town. In fact, they come right back to the place is covered with helicopters at. No, I'm telling you, there's something fucking wrong with them. That's what I've been saying, and I get pretty animated about it. I start to get pretty animated. It's disturbing, dude. And half of them are like white. Not half of them, most of them. Oh my God, what was I saying? Half of them. No. About 80% of them are white. And they're armed. They got something in their purse or at home, guaranteed. A weapon, a pistol, a shotgun. They're fucking country people. And they acted, looked at, I'm not born yesterday, and they all came to the big city. And they cruise this shit. And everybody wears hats and sunglasses no matter what time of year. Or they take their coats with their $500 coats. They cover their hair up. They're walking around with their hood up like a fucking weirdo with all these huge sunglasses. Everybody's holding their phone, walking over the ice with the phone, pressing on their phones. No one can get the phones out of their hands. No, there's something so wrong with these people here. And there's so many people on the sidewalk, they're bumping into each other. This is the precise last place I would be when that kind of stuff is hovering over anywhere. I would be like, no, something might happen around there. Let me go walk my dog somewhere else. There might be rockets. I mean, anything could happen around this area. No, but there's something wrong with them, clearly. And that's why I get real animated. Because if someone would just talk to me and calm me down, that's all it takes. Somebody just give me the respect to tell me what's going on. Okay? And give me your input on what the fuck is wrong with these people who keep coming here thinking it's an amusement park. Just somebody tell me anything, please. Because until you do that, I'm going to get really animated and nearly hysterical because it's a freak show on the sidewalk. And the freak show is outside my house. You would feel the same way I do. You would be on YouTube getting really animated about it too. You would be doing the exact same thing I'm doing. You'd be going, ah. Because nobody's telling you what's happening. Okay, yeah, there is definitely something wrong with med students, okay? They're chopping up bodies, okay? Check that. But the rest of them, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? And why do you have all that shit on your heads and in your face? What the fuck is wrong with you? And why can't you put your phone down? Why are you circling around the front of my house? With your dogs, every 5 minutes is another one of you. What the fuck is going on here? All right, so anyways, then I start to think, okay, so these guys in the military are definitely here. I know the combat, but I can never talk about it. They're going to go down there, right? They're going to go into the government, right? That's why this is happening, right? Because they cannot carry this on at the Capitol building and at the White House. They absolutely cannot keep carrying on their TV show. At all. So when they're physically removed from these federal buildings, it's federal property, it's federal buildings, they have no right to be engaged in terrorism, aiding and abetting, harboring terrorists, engaged in treason, and demanding to go on TV while sitting inside of federal property. At that point, you're holding our federal property hostage and they have to be physically removed. Get off the federal grounds now. Go do your TV show and your criminal felony terrorism off federal grounds now. So who's going in there? Who's going into the Capitol? Who is going to run a government? Does anyone understand why I kept saying I want Lavrov to do it? He would be really great, but I'm pretty sure he has his own country he has to run. And do you understand now why I get so pissed I start cussing at the federal law enforcement? I have witnessed them brutally kill women in this house. Okay? I'm trying not to get animated on the YouTube again and start cussing. I'm still sitting by myself in the very house I witnessed 4 women fight for their lives as they were killed inside of. Do you think I forget that? 2 were in the kitchen and 2 were upstairs. I'm still in here by myself. And one of the guys that was involved with the murders, his name's William Murray. He's dead too, but he still gets mail here every day. And he's still paying bills according to the house, according to all these bills coming in. This guy involved with all these murders is still the fuck in here. No, he's not. I'm in here. And these federal agents keep wanting to come here and tell me it's a delusion. And they have to keep arresting me day and motherfucking night with the fire department. This is why I flip out. All right, adios.